So the name is Umzugisi Ntantiso. Most people call me Umzu. And then my rap name is Def Eff, which stands for Definitely Efficient. I'm from the Eastern Cape, Mthatha specifically. I moved to Cape Town 2005. I wasn't rapping in Cape Town when I got here, just because I hadn't found any people who I found a musical common place with. So I just chilled and let them be, you know, until I met this crew called ETC Crew. I met them through a friend from film school called Muyi. He introduced me to them, I heard the music, and I knew that it was a match made in heaven. And since then we started making music together, and then yeah, here I am, still making music today. Nothing I trained for or anything specific like that, except for the fact that I've grown up in a musical home, meaning my mom loves music and my aunt was a music piano teacher. I didn't really do piano. I mean, I did a little bit, doesn't count. But it's because we just love music. So I grew up under people who like music. I got into music and hip hop just made sense because my older brother loved hip hop. So I was like, yeah, that's my stuff. Well, I mean, I think it's a dope culture. It's a culture of expression, you know. It's a culture born of people who don't have a lot and make the most out of it. And now it's become so big, it's changed the world. I think that it's a very good thing to have because, you know, creativity is it's our closest thing we have to being God, basically. That's what I always say. I actually think I've said that in a song somewhere. Creativity is the closest thing we have to being God, you know. And as long as you're able to create, you're able to change your circumstances, you're able to imagine a different scenario than the one that you're in, and push yourself towards the right thing if you find yourself in a place you don't want to be in anymore. So I feel like I love that it's here and it's easy. It's just you and a pen and a pad. Do it, you know. The cliche answer is the one that everyone knows, that artists do address everything that's happening in the world. And I guess the whole point of art is to mirror back the world to itself so we can deal with things. But we just have a unique ability to say the things a normal person isn't able to say. So they're thinking these things, but we have been blessed with the ability to say it in words and in a way that they like, yes, that's what I wanted to say. I just didn't know how to put it. And then because you're putting it in with music, within the context of music, the power and the power of the message becomes even more amplified because music has that ability specifically, you know. Words all by themselves have a unique way of doing things. If you write books and you write poetry, they're very potent in that way. But something happens when you put poetry to music. All of a sudden, it's dimensions. And then, yeah, so I feel like the artist is very important. We need those people. They articulate the things we don't know how to articulate as normal people. Because people relate to other people, that's the thing. So I'm like, it's very rare that you're going through a problem that's just unique to you, completely. You know, and even if you are, it's similar to someone else's situation, or they can relate their situation to your situation. And because you are a person who's not afraid to open up and be vulnerable in front of other people, you do more than the normal person does at times. So some people are very shy to be open about their problems, but if you're an artist, you write about it, you let go, you put it on a page for the whole world to see. And then another person knows how to relate to it, understand that they're not by themselves, and maybe even get some advice if you have solutions for it. Maybe you don't have solutions, you're just asking the questions why. But that too is some level of therapy. You just, you allow someone else to let go of things they're holding on to. Okay, like I said, when I started out with a crew called ETC Crew, and that was an amazing vibe because there were 5 of us. I joined them as the 5th member, 2 rappers, me and Logic, 3 other fellas, Johnny, a beatboxer and producer, White Knight, the DJ and producer, Bonsai Bush, our sound engineer and producer. So just sitting with those fellas was amazing because the level of knowledge and input that was, you know, given on one track was just amazing. Working with people who are alike and yet very different. So that made my life, you know, as an artist very interesting every day because I get to sit with 4 other creatives who are amazing. We achieved some really cool things. I mean, one of the dopest things I always say when looking back at what you've achieved in comparison to what you want to achieve, we often think that we failed because we haven't gotten to the things we want to. But if you look back, you realize you're actually living exactly what you said you want to live. We've had an opportunity to work with John Robinson. We've had an opportunity to work with Akil, the MC from Jurassic 5. And these are the people you grew up listening to. You never thought it could actually happen till one day you're in a studio and you're chilling with Akil and he gets to go, dope verse, man, and you're like, that just happened. it actually was real. I used to be 13 listening to this guy. I never thought I'd ever meet them. But because it doesn't look the way you imagined, because you imagined you do it on tour, on a big stage someday when you're getting paid, you kind of overlook it. But then if you go back and look, and you'll see, oh man, actually I've done a heck of a lot of the things I thought I wanted to do. I'm living the dream. I actually am. I'm just not paid by the dream yet. So I stay motivated because, like I say, I feel like I'm living the dream and I'm doing what I wanted to do. It's happening, you know. And I'm motivated to keep doing it till it can actually feed me. Because then that way, you never have to stop doing it. Okay, I think obviously it would be hip hop for me. But I really enjoy people with a very interesting kind of approach to the music under the hip hop culture. So I'm listening to people like Black Thought at the moment, you know. I feel like something happens when people grow. We all start out being people who just want to murder the mic. Oh, I'm the illest on the mic. And that's cool. People need to know that you're the best guy. And then you grow musically. And then all of a sudden something else starts happening. You know, when you grow musically, you start attacking the music in very interesting ways because there's no limits to how to approach a rap song. You know, you can do a lot of things, especially when you've got all the things intact. You've got the skill, you've got the pen. You're very smart in how you approach things with the pen. You know, you've got a very dope delivery, a dope voice. You understand your voice at this point in time. There's so many things that you can do. So at the moment, I'm listening to the likes of like Pharaoh. Pharaoh Monch at the moment is really doing some amazing things. I'm enjoying the kind of music that he's making. Like I said, Black Thought with the stuff that he's making at the moment is really good. I enjoy artists like Kendrick, because that's a perfect example of someone who just attacks the music from very, very, very different angles in comparison to the other people that we know, you know. So that's the kind of stuff I'm doing. But I'm not limited to hip hop. I listen to a lot of things. I listen to jazz, I listen to blues, I listen to the Flumes of this world. I listen to the Gold Links of this world. I listen to a lot of things. Yeah. And it's always so difficult, actually. This question is always the funniest. The minute someone asks you who, you don't know who to say, because all of a sudden there's 4,000 things happening in your head, but now you can't even pick one name. But yeah, I listen to a lot of music, just a heck of a lot. And I'm not limited to hip hop. Although hip hop is the one I love the most, because it's what I do.